Jim, I can't do it, man. Nope. I made some decisions in my life. I want a divorce. We don't have no kids, so this should be easy.
What?
Okay? You can keep the house because your parents gave us a down payment, and I don't want to hear they mother mouths, okay? I'm not paying any alimony. You got a good job at the mother bank. I got a lawyer look over the papers already. Get somebody to get down there and look at it. Sign the damn papers, Ava.
Welcome back. Tyler just said that's why he can't be a preacher. You wrote those words.
I wrote those words.
That was a clip from Divorce in the Black. We're here with Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you've been doing this for years. You've been writing screenplays. When does an idea come to you? When did you have the idea for this movie?
Your characters just show up for me now. I'll write down something they say, and I'm like, why does this person keep visiting me in my head? And as I was writing this woman was telling me, you know, she's not a victim. She went through this, and she loved this man and tried to love him into this space of healing. And so a lot of people do that. They stay around too long trying to love someone who doesn't want to get the help for themselves. So this movie is about somebody getting a divorce and not wanting the baggage of everything being in the red, the debt and all this stuff, but just in the black of the freedom of it all. So that's where the title came from.
You've always seem to have a very authentic touch for telling women's stories, both the hard parts of them, but also a great deal of humor. You've talked about how growing up around women has informed that humor. Do you feel like the women in your life when you were growing up were very funny, or do you feel like you were funny to just try to entertain them?
Oh no, they were funny, and I was funny imitating them to get my mom out of the sadness of things that she was in. So my documentary is called Maxine's Baby. It's on Prime as well, and it tells the whole story about where I come from. So I was raised by some really incredible women who went through a lot of things, but they kept their sense of humor, they kept their wit about themselves, and they stayed strong.
Medea, congratulations.
Yeah.
Speaking about a strong woman, Medea, 25 years.
Can you
Medea.
believe that?
25 years.
Can you believe that?
Incredible.
25 years. I was only going to do that. I was only going to do it that 1 year and be done with it. But every year, people kept wanting to see it. I'm thinking, I'm 6'6" in this dress, and you want to. Okay, you want to see this big, ugly woman? Here she is. Yeah.
You say your characters talk to you. Do you remember, like, the first time Medea said something to you?
She said, hello. I said, who is that? What happened? No, but she's a homage and a compilation of all the women I grew up around.
You mentioned Maxine, your mom, and how, so much of this, I think, you've been driven to, do well by her, take care of her, make her proud.
Yeah.
When do you think she first appreciated your trajectory?
Very early on. I remember getting a call from her because she was, we grew up pretty poor, and she was struggling to pay for her medication, and I had done well enough to start to pay for her meds. And she was just like, if you hadn't continued, I wouldn't be in this position right now to be able to afford my medicine. So that I will always be thankful for the people who've invested in me over these years. I will never, ever forget it, because that is the greatest gift they've given me, to be able to take care of my mother.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's also an appreciation from people when you invest in them, when you cast a film like this. There's obviously actors you've worked with before, but you're always finding new young actors. Can they believe it when Tyler Perry calls them up on the phone? And
No, they can't. They can't. And it takes a while for it to register, especially if it's your dream. And I'm like, here, you can do this. Like, I've got young directors and writers and people coming in through the studio who've never had this opportunity before. And that's the reason to keep going at this point, because it'd be really cool to go sit on the beach and smoke a joint. But I just want to keep driving so I can help as many people as I can.
I also heard tell that you and Whoopi are working on Sister Act 3.
Sister Act 3, yeah. It's so needed. It's so needed.
Yeah.
We need those feel-good movies, as you just watched the clip of Divorce in the Black with him cussing her out. But we need some of everything, but we need those feel-good movies like Sister Act for sure.
And obviously when you go to work on something like that, you have to be a steward of something that you saw and enjoyed. Is there more pressure for you in a situation?
Absolutely. I step back. I'm not directing, I'm not writing, I'm just here to support. Because I want it to be its authentic self and not have Medea pop up in a habit, So I'm stepping back to just support. But it's going to get done. It's going to get done.
All right. Well, that's really expensive. Thanks so much for being here. It's just
My
such
pleasure.
a joy to see you always.
Really,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Tyler Perry, everybody. Divorce in the Black begins streaming on Prime Video July 11th. Check out his documentary, too. We'll be right back with Alex Cooper.